Okay, have to sound now. Sorry, you guys, just bear me there for a second. Now, so, good morning everybody. Let me know if we have sound and video. I'm not sure if we can pick up the, or can. Yes, lovely rainbow. Just give me a couple of seconds to get myself sorted. Helen, morning. Sheila, morning to you. Morning, Patricia. Garrett sees everything loud and clear. Excellent. Should be some pretty amazing sprayage from this. Wow. Now again, unfortunately in this location, the sign does get in the way. Ryanair next, which is heading off to Leeds Bradford. Pretty little rainbow. ATR inbound. Oh, where am I gone? Took my eyes off it for a second. There we go. Sorry, I keep looking at the phone. I'm going to move that phone now because I keep looking at it and... So when I got here this morning, it was absolutely lashing out of heavens. Oh, hang on. Ryanair with a rainbow. Sorry, I'm just trying to put my phone on the tripod. There we go. So in Dean fashion, I forgot one of my power banks. So the reason I picked this spot is if the sun does come out, it won't be shining directly into the lens. So that's why we're on Horizon Hill, as we call it. Iberia Express, off to Madrid, I would imagine. Yep. A321 Neo. Three-year-old aircraft. Hopeless, I know. Now we did have a smaller power bank, so I'm hoping that will last. My daughter is flying in around 12:30ish, so I'll be packing up then to go and collect her, but Brian from Casey Rally and Planes is scheduled for 1 o'clock, so he will carry on the aviation action. So during the week, sad bit of news that 2 aviation streamers are taking sabbaticals. Horace Fox from the US of A says he's taking a couple of months off. Bear with me there, guys, I have to take this. So that was my better half to tell me that daughter is not flying until 3 o'clock now, that they got the times arse about face. So I shall stay then, as long as the batteries last, until Brian starts. So again, Brian due to start, I think, around 11 o'clock. Sorry, my phone is gone. What the hell has happened here? Sorry, I'm on technical difficulties. So this little Falcon is off to not available. So forecast is for showers today, so I do have the rain cover ready. Ado, morning to you. Thanks, Ado. Yeah, Brian is scheduled for 1 p.m. Brian, morning to you, my friend. Yeah, I would imagine this is going to get airborne extremely quickly. These little posh jets tend to take off like a rocket. Must be a lot of luggage and passengers in that car. I was going to say car, in that aircraft. Usually they don't need that amount of runway to get airborne. Next up, an XLR from Aer Lingus off to Paris. I think this is one of the, yeah, brand new. So EI XLU, I think that is the newest in the fleet. And a Delta. Ado, fantastic support, 18 months. I do intend to keep on rocking. Thank you, my friend. And Helen, 18 months as well. You guys are amazing. Again, I'm sure everybody knows, but Ado from Orford Peace Aviation, another fellow streamer. Brian, good morning. I was just telling everybody that you're on from 1 o'clock. So, Brian, I'm at Horizon Hill here, as you can see, because the sun is due to come out and I didn't want it shining right into the camera. Sandra, good morning, and 16 months. Again, your support is overwhelming. Thank you so much. David, 13 months also. Thank you all so much. Congratulations and thanks again for the support. Ryanair next. So 737-800 series off to Manchester. EIDHZ is the registration. Again, guys, I'm on manual mode here, so if the brightness or anything is too bright or too dark, do let me know and I will adjust accordingly. So as you can see, the aircraft flying into a very slight headwind. Second Ryanair, you can just slightly see that rainbow nearly gone. Farmer, morning. Michael Anderson. Yeah, it was funny. In fairness to him, he was very, very sincere. Very sincere indeed. So Aer Lingus off to London, make it an intercept. Yeah, so for those who don't know, Paul from Dubjet Aviation rang me last night. He texted me first to say, do you have a second to chat it? Obviously I said, of course, no problem. And he rings me up and he goes, listen man, I'm really stuck. Is there any chance I'll lend the $5 grand? And I was going, I was actually thinking, yeah, but how do you get it to him without the other half knowing? And then he's, I'm only joking. What a fucker. Anywho, Michael, he was actually, like, in fairness to him, he should be an actor. He was, I'm sure he's probably in the background here in lurk mode. Yeah, Farmer, it looks like it's clearing up, but I've the wet gear on, I've the rain cover over the camera ready to go, so should be okay. See, mention of Paul from Dubjet, and there he is. Look, it wouldn't be a Dean stream without an F-bomb or two. So the runway's starting to dry a little bit now from the Yeah, I was saying Paul should go down to I didn't see her. I said, congrats Paul, thanks a million for your support. No, I do believe Paul's going down to Shannon to do a pop-up stream. To be honest, I'm not sure if that's a definite that the A380 is going to Shannon to be repainted. I actually don't have my glasses on because I need the glasses to read small things. no pun intended. But if I have my glasses on, I can't see anything any more than 10 foot away from me, so first Ryanair off to Lisbon, followed by an Aer Lingus to Amsterdam. Again guys, 8-0 offered Peace Aviation on tomorrow, Sunday. For your Sunday fix of aviation adventure. And here is my new friend. I found a new love in flying on ATRs. To be honest, I was absolutely bricking myself my first time on an ATR last week, and oh my god, are they small. They are absolutely tiny, but it was absolutely amazing. Noisy, but amazing. So yeah, next time I'm going to the UK, as I go over regularly, I think I'm going to go on the ATRs. Aer Lingus first off to Amsterdam. Rain just starting to come down now. I'd actually love to go to Shannon and do a stream, but it's just there's not enough volume, I think, to warrant going down. You'd end up listening to me for a lot of time in between the aircraft. So this is EI5 off to Birmingham. That was the destination I was at last week. I was hoping I would have got EI5 or GPO or EI-FAT, but I didn't. I ended up getting EI-GVD, I think, or something to that effect. No problem, mate. So ATR, as I said, off to Birmingham. Yeah, I was in seat 9, so I was right at the engine. I was wondering as well on the seats, like you would have thought it'd be A, B, C, D, but it's not. The letters are kind of weird. I don't know if anybody knows why that is. I would have thought, because there's two seats on each side of the aircraft, so I would have thought it would have been A, B, C, D, but it wasn't for some reason. Sorry, just need to get the cover over a bit. So, just waiting for our next outbound. It's actually not too cold today. My hands are a little bit cold, but it's not as cold as it usually is. Sure what that is, can't make it out on the little screen. Is it Egypt Air? Eurowings maybe? Can't see. Sun Express, thank you, Patricia. Next up, we've an SAS off to Copenhagen. Registration EI-SIS, SIS. Ooh. I can hear a prop as well off in the distance. It's amazing how noisy they are compared to the jet engines. There's the culprit right there. EIGPN heading off to Edinburgh. Kjerke. Morning to you. I would imagine the prop will probably intercept, I would imagine. Ain't that the truth, Paul? Yeah, I saw that on Telegram last night. The buzzball, I tasted them before. They're just like sugar and alcohol. So, got a completely arse about face SAS. Deciding not to go with full length of the runway. So the ATR is going to go after this. Plenty of spray action. As you can see, the sock has died a death. Might have to whisper in its ear to get it to stand to attention. I would imagine the ATR is going to have to wait a couple of minutes for the backwash from the jet, unless it decides to go and make a sharp left or right. I would imagine it'll take a minute. So again, on the ATR there last week, I went to the toilet. I think if you're anyway over 5'11", you're in serious trouble trying to get into the jacks. Absolutely tiny. Oh look, retro. Boop, that snoot. I think we've Ryanair first before our beloved retro. Yep, lashing out of heavens here again. I do have everything under cover, or most of it anyway. So I'm not sure if Ado's here. Oh look, retro. Yeah, Paul. So I'm going to stick with retro. And will retro do an intercept on Sierra 5? Really starting to chuck it down now. John Coffey, good morning.
It's retro. Boop, that's Newt.
I think we have an exclamation mark boop. So retro is going to take full length, the same as Ryanair. Looks like a rolling start for our Ryanair. So it looks like this could be just a shower, I'm hoping. Now I'll just check the camera lens now in a sec, because the rain is actually blowing at me, so it could be... Oh, look at that nose. Boop. Too far. Oof, the hands are getting cold. So, retro is off to Marrakesh, a place that's on the bucket list. Now, Ryanair's intercepting Sierra 5, but I'm going to stay with our beloved retro. Oh, I thought I forgot the vape. That would not have been good. John says Marrakesh is a shithole. Okay, I might have to rethink the destination. Rain has stopped for a minute. So again, Ryanair is taking Sierra 5, but I'm going to stick with this beauty. Yeah, that Sun Express landed there about 15 minutes ago, so I presume that's the one she's going to be out on. So, yeah, we will get that for you, Dan. Or Damon even, sorry, not Dan. I should really put my glasses on. So another 2 minutes, I'd say, for retro. I know, they're in my pocket, they're in my pocket. I could actually... Dub Crow. Not just aviation on this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Kirk, it's just somewhere I'd like to go. I think it's kind of warm all year round as well, so, but we'll see. Serious spray action there from Retro. So I'm off to Porto on the 8th of February for a week. So that's my next trip, and then Dubai hopefully, but we'll see. Just make out the tail of a Delta there. Alan, morning to you. Good to have you along. Speaking of charging, I hope my batteries last. As I said, I did forget one of the power banks. Sorry, one of the high power banks. I have other power banks, but they're not strong enough to power some of the equipment. So I have the router and one of the small power banks. I don't think it uses too much power, I hope. So if the stream just dies, you know what it is, but we should be okay. Okay, Kierka, no. That would absolutely drive me around the bend, right? Crossed off. Marrakesh, going shite. We're not going to it. But Porto, I am looking forward to, because anybody I've spoken to about it has said it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to a Kirka, and I was told apparently if you kind of stay off the main strip by the river, you're not going to get ripped off. Now, I'm sure it's not going to be too warm in February, but I'd sooner be cold in Portugal than cold in Ireland. And one thing about Portugal I do love is their beer, Super Bock. They have Sagres as well, but Sagres not too keen on, but Super Bock is delicioso. That's a different type of pull, Sandra. Okay, tone officially lowered. My fault, as per usual. So the dreaded grocery shopping after the stream today. Good to know, Kierke. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I do love seafood, so the seafood is meant to be amazing there. Just give me a bucket of prawns or scallops and a nice crisp pint and I'd be a happy man. No, don't drink the stuff, but Jan does, loves wine, and yeah, someone has actually told her about that one already, so what time does that kick off at, John? I think Villa are playing today as well. I was in my local watering hole last night. There was people talking about it. So, Ryanair next. It's heading off to Amsterdam. $12:30. Excellent, thanks, John. Yeah, I would have followed United back in the day, but I've kind of lost, I suppose, touch in kind of watching soccer. Sierra 5 for Ryanair. Sorry, yeah, it's Arsenal, not Villa. I can hear another ATR off in distance. Yeah, I'm salivating thinking about it, Patricia. I'll definitely be bringing the camera. I might see if I can do a scuba dive over there. I'm not too sure what the scuba diving is like. I'll probably have to travel a bit, but we'll see. The only downside is we're flying Ryanair. I don't think Aer Lingus flies in there till the summer schedule. Something like that, Paul, yeah. So this Ryanair's off to Edinburgh, max 8. Now there is an overhead, but it's directly over my head, so I ain't going to be able to get it. I might have a go, actually. I don't think I can get to it. Nil by overhead. It's too directly overhead. I might be able to get it in a second. I do think I might have to get a Burger King on the way home. Kevin, howdy doody. Camera's not going to pick it up, I would imagine. Nope, too far. Daisha, morning to you. FedEx parked up. $3.20 just landing. Yeah, just about got it, but I don't have the reach. Dubcrow surveying the land. Where's me Ryanair gone? There she is. Yeah, next purchase is going to be a Sigma 60 to 600 mm lens. So I should be able to get a lot more distance. Ryanair off to Salzburg. Trying to see which way the clouds are blowing. Actually very little wind here today. Yeah, similar, Helen. It's the newer model of it. It's the guts of $2,000, so it's not cheap, but I get good use out of it for the photography end of it too. That's the plan anyway. Yeah, so my camera as well, I can go into a crop factor. It's a full frame sensor, but I can crop it, so I should be able to get close to 800 millimeters. Helen, it depends what you're going to be doing with the camera, which would kind of, if you're going to switch. Now Sony, obviously, even the likes of their crop cameras, the 6000 series, are absolutely unbelievable. They're not expensive. The only thing I would say to you is if you're getting any of them, make sure they have the AI chip on them, the AI autofocus. So 0-80 at 4 knots, yeah, so very little. But the AI chip on the cameras, the Sony cameras, basically, you can tell the camera what to focus on, i.e. planes, animals, insects, birds, humans. And as soon as that subject comes into frame, the autofocus just locks onto it and holds it. So that would be my only suggestion. Paul, I think you can, but I never looked into it, to be honest with you. But for my photography, I wouldn't get the resolution when I want to crop in. So if I was in crop mode to get more distance and then digital crop again, when I want to crop into it then in Lightroom when I'm editing the photography, or the photos I should say, the image will just fall asunder to be all pixelated. So that's my thinking there, but I haven't tried it, Paul. I will look into it. I'm nearly positive it is on this model that you can digitally zoom. Yeah, the Sony APC-C crop sensor cameras, they're not expensive. Like, you can get them on MBD or any of them sites, and they're considerably cheaper second hand, and the quality generally, when they say it's good condition or excellent condition, they're practically new. Now, I know when I bought my camera and gear, I bought it from a grey importer, so it was considerably cheaper, but you don't get any warranties with them. That is the only issue. But I decided to take the chance, because I was saving over €1,000 overall, and purchased both items. It did take a little bit to get here, about 10 days maybe. I was starting to panic, was I scammed? But it did get here. Brand new, fully packaged, and has worked perfectly. So I would not be adverse to doing that again. As I said, the only problem is your warranty will not be applicable in your country. So Ryanair next, and I can hear a prop in the background. It's Ryanair off to Luton. And the EIGPP is off to Glasgow. That's our ATR 72-600. Just behind this Ryanair. I'd look into it, Helen. Before I went the grey import route, I watched a YouTube video on it, and it gave me all the information. So the cameras are generally coming from Asia and places like that. So I know I didn't have to pay any imports when I came, but it's definitely worth looking. My only worry was that it wasn't going to be brand spanking new, but it was in the box and seals and everything. So Adam, morning to you. Yeah, Paul, I'm going to look into it after this. I'm nearly positive there is on it. The problem is with the Sony menu system, there's about 365,000 bloody pages and scrolls to go through. That is my only downside with Sony, is their menu systems are absolutely painful. Unlike my previous Canon, which was, the menu system was a lot more user friendly. So ATR off to Glasgow. But all I'd say, Helen, is do your research. There is a horrible, big, dark, grey band coming over, so I reckon I could be in for a downpour. But even the newer mirrorless Canon cameras, Helen, the menu hasn't changed that much. I know Panasonic Lumix brought out a new camera now. I was watching a video on it last night and it is very impressive. 21 megapixel stacked CMOS sensor. Or you could down the Lumix way as well, Helen, with the micro 4/3 cameras and lenses. Get a huge amount of reach out of them. The one Paul has is amazing. Yeah, if it was me, Helen, I would definitely, the only two choices now are Panasonic and Sony. And the third party lenses for Sony, everybody does them, whereas Canon, you're kind of limited to what third party lenses you can get. I think you can only get Tamron and Sigma. So Delta on the move. Wonder, is it? Is it Delta there? I'm not sure if it's that one. Oh, the hands are chilly. When you're over again, Helen, if you're over again this year, you can take my camera for a test drive, see what you think of it. As I said, I am extremely happy with it going from Canon to Sony. No regrets whatsoever. So I'm looking at the wrong Delta. There's the other one. And the Vapor, excellent. I presume you're going to be in the skyline again, Helen? Now is Delta coming this way? Yeah, I have that on it already. So there's a button on my lens. So I will show you now. If I can get to my lens. Where's the button? So There's the button. So there's a button on the lens, and then I click it again, and it gives me my crop. But I think you're right, there is a digital crop that you can go even further. And as this is, I think it's a 31 or 32 megapixel camera, it might hold up. Oh cool, Helen. As I said, where I live, I'm not a million miles away from Wicklow. I'm just off the M50, so it's probably only about 15-20 minutes away. So we'll definitely pop down. And if you're in Wicklow, there is a huge colony of red-tailed kites, so definitely bring your camera. You'll get some amazing shots. If you go to a place called Wooden Bridge, there's a valley there, and there is probably 20-30 red-tailed kites you'll see all bunched up together flying around. Brian, talk to you later, my friend. Yep, Brian, KC Rallies on at 1 o'clock. Yeah, no, it's a lovely part of the country to be in, Helen. You will absolutely love it. What I'll do is I'll send you a message of a couple of places to check out. Mount Usher Gardens is another lovely spot. You're spoiled for places to go down there. It's not a bad idea, Kierka. So a couple of aircraft now on the move to come down to us. Thanks, Sandra. That's Brian's link there. Give him a click, give him a thumbs up, subscribe. Sandra, if you want to put Ado's channel in as well. I'm sure everybody here is fully aware of our local streamers. Yeah, Glendalough is lovely as well. Just, you'd want to go early. Even in April, it's going to be absolutely packed with tourists. If you're renting a car as well, Helen, I know in early December we had our friends from the UK over and we went to Johnny Fox's, which is probably one of the most famous pubs in Ireland, and we went to one of the Hooley shows they're called. Now I thought it was going to be a load of shite, but it was absolutely amazing. It was like a load of Irish dancers and everything, and it was unbelievable. I think it was expensive enough now, 70 quid, but that's for the show and a meal, and it was absolutely amazing. So, and it's not a million miles away from Wicklow, so if you wanted, we could all organise that and meet up. It's definitely a great night. I was pleasantly surprised. And the Guinness in there is like mother's milk. Anyway, back to planes. So 767 of Delta. off to New York City. As most of the 767s, 25 years old. Majority of all the 76s and 75s are in around that age. I would imagine they'll be retiring from commercial action shortly. Well, you can watch me drink Helen and drive me home. I'm joking, of course. So I'd imagine Delta's going to take full length runway. The sound from these big engines is absolutely amazing. Ah, okay, Helen, sorry, didn't get that. I thought you were flying in. So I presume you're getting the ferry from Holyhead, are you? So behind this Delta, we've got 6-year-old Neo from Turkish Airways going to Istanbul. But we'll stick with this wonderful beast for the moment. Yep, Kerka, as John Walton would say, proper plane. Yeah, Daeshits, I've been several times now. Last time we went, we climbed the Sugarloaf Mountain as I was on the way. We even brought our little Jack Russell, who made it to the top. Patricia, thanks a million. Gift to the membership. Again, your support and generosity over the past year or so has been amazing. I think this is my first stream of 26 actually. So Turkish off to Istanbul. Paul, thank you so much. Gifted 5 memberships. Appreciate it, dude. I'll give you €4,990 now, Paul. Again, thanks, dude. Again, all this will go to the new Lens Fund. Anne Sullivan, good morning to you. So, Turkish Airways off to Istanbul. Oh man, I was saying it earlier on, I don't know whether you were here, Paul, like, you could get away with being an actor. You definitely got me hook, line and sinker. Here another ATR in the distance, which is EIHPK, heading off to Manchester. And behind that then is a Citation Latitude, heading to Manchester also. stick with this. So that's Turkish off to Istanbul. Used to be known as Constantinople, I think. There's our citation latitude on our little ATR 72-600. Pretty little posh jet. Are you still covered in snow, Sheila? Or has... Here comes the rain again. So again guys, as always, if you haven't hit the like, subscribe button, I would be very appreciative if you did. I know us YouTubers bang on about it, but it really does make a massive difference. The more likes, the more the content is pushed out to people that look at aviation videos. Pretty aircraft. I would imagine this is going to take off like a rocket ship as the rain starts to come down again. Sandra, I saw little fancy plants playing there. When I first looked, I thought it said points. Do you fancy a point? I was going to go, yeah, sure, why not? Now, decisions, because EK161 of Emirates let's see if we can get both of them. Oh. 777-300 ER coming in from Dubai from Emirates, flight EK161. So this citation latitude is followed by a Ryanair and then followed by a Lufty. Say rotation, there you go. Wow. It really gets up to speed quite quickly. I just want to check the lens, make sure there's no water on it. There was a little. Yeah, I absolutely love that feeling. I see Heian off to China. And believe it or not, the ATR was absolutely brilliant. I loved it. So A330, 300 series. Heading off to Beijing. And we have a Lufty just here beside us, heading off to Munich. It's amazing how some of the 330s look like a different aircraft depending on the delivery, or maybe it's just me. So we're waiting for a Sun Express as well. I think someone's family member is on it. That should be departing, I would imagine, shortly. There's our Lufty off to Munich. And the feckin' sign gets in the way. Thank God, Patricia, it's not just me. So we've this one, then we've 1, 2, 3, 4. We've an ATR from Aer Lingus after this, a Ryanair, and a BA, British Airways. Them big, beautiful engines. That's it, Damo's mum. there should be some amazing sound and spray action from this bad boy. Off to Beijing. Look at that. Wow. And ribbons. We get it to the other side of the sign. Possibly not. No. EI Hannah, ATR 72-600. Off to Aberdeen, followed by a Ryanair, which is off to Rovaniemi, I think. So rain is absolutely lashing there again now until I just get the cover. I was going to say roll on the summer so we can stream in warm weather, but even in the summer it pisses out of heaven, so yeah, I'm just seeing it now on the phone because there's a 20-second delay from what I see on the actual camera and what you guys see on the stream. I'm looking forward to watching that back when I'm at home on my PC. So, a bit of a car park here at the moment. Highly on the move. One thing that I was actually surprised about on the ATR is how smooth it was. It was no turbulence whatsoever. It was so calm. Paul, you know me too well. It is absolutely chucking it down now. Let me check the lens again. Oh, it is minging out. Oof, it is cold. You see, Paul, I do listen sometimes. I'm trying to keep with the consistency. Not that it always works. I hope it comes my way. John texted me there about 20 minutes ago and it's absolutely lashing out of heavens in Dublin 18. So yeah, there's very little wind here as well. It's great, but just a bit soggy, moist, damp, whatever. And cold. The hands are in the skyrocket. So Ryanair just waiting for its final clearance. Should be on the roll now any moment. Quite a number of people parked up here beside me. Sandra's on about the viscosity. So you can see there from the engine cowling that Ryanair is a Max series. Precipitation. It's just fucking wet. There's no other word you can use. I'm as wet as an otter's pocket. But hey ho, the things we do for streaming even. Yeah, Patricia, when I was in Birmingham last week, it was about -5. It was absolutely freezing. Went to the local park to bring their dogs for a walk. And the amount of snow that was still on the ground and had gone compact and turned to ice. You're taking your life into your own hands walking over there. So I don't know what the hold up is here for Ryanair. I hope Brian has his wet gear with him when he's coming to stream. Okay, Ryanair's on the move. Some cloud of mist as they rotate. So the BA is a Neo off to London Heathrow. A 6-year-old aircraft. That's followed by an A320-200 series. EIDEI. That's heading off to Lyon in France. So, as I said, Aer Lingus off to Lyon. Hello. The M5 maintenance vehicle giving me a wave. Jesus, -7. Oof. Oof. That'd be cold. So EIDEI. So that aircraft in front of you is 20 years old. One of the CEO engines on it. It's amazing, even in all that spray, the camera autofocus still locks on. So as you can see, visibility not the best. Oof. So a little bit of a lull of a minute. Oh, you know it's cold when your hands aren't starting to work. So for flight off the JFK. Visibility is a little bit minging. Looks like this weather could be down for the rest of the stream. So Ryanair next off to Alicante. I would imagine the weather in Alicante is 100 times better than here. So Ryanair to Alicante operating at 737 MAX 8. Dennis is from a nippy Tipperary. It is also nippy at Dublin Airport. Oh, visibility is cleared up all of a sudden. So Ryanair deciding to take Sierra 5, I think. Sarah Jane, thanks a million for the support. Keep up the great work and F-bombs. Yes, we plan to keep it going for 2026. Thanks again, Sarah. Again, thanks to everybody who's supported the channel. You know it's called when the nose is starting to stream, referred to as streamer snot. Not going to get the rotation as it didn't take full length. Oh. So this Ryanair is off to, I don't know where it's off to, I can't pronounce it. We have Aer Lingus 330 off the New York JFK. This is a 9-year-old Airbus. Sorry, he's breakfast, nearly lunchtime. So our 330 off to JFK. Zuchin. Thank you. Yeah, some of them destinations that Ryanair go to are a bit of a tongue twister. I do have a tissue in my pocket, but I need it for the lens, so I'm not going to rub the nose with it. The last thing we want is my bodily fluids over the front of the lens. Top from Portugal, an Embraer E190, not a Wookiee, heading off to Lisbon. Dennis, a like and subscribe would be fantastic. I know I must need my head examined. I'm standing out here in the lashings of rain, and I could be at home watching other streamers on YouTube. Unfortunately, all my hobbies are outdoor hobbies: streaming, golfing and fishing. I need to get an indoor hobby, I think. Maybe darts. Not sure what part of Tip you're from, but we stop in Cashel anytime we're going down the country, and there's a pub there called Mikey Ryan's. It's part of the Cashel Palace Hotel, and if you want good pub grub, that's a place to go. Not a problem, Daisha. It's not too bad actually, once you've good kind of waterproof gear, and even at that, I don't really mind getting wet too much. It's the keeping the expensive equipment dry is what can generally be an issue, but seems to be okay, although the rain is lashing out of heavens now, so I have to cover things up a little bit. Oh God, that is wet. No, it's kind of hard to see me screen because I've... Where am I going? So apologies if the camera work is a bit... 8 hours back, you missed retro. Now, Iceland Air off to Reykjavik, A321 Neo. Again, apologies if the camera is a bit shaky. I'm trying to peer in under the camera cover. Never heard of that place, but my ex-wife is from Rossgrey in Tipperary, so I wouldn't have great knowledge of Tipperary, but I think that rain is dying down a little bit. Now, whoops, apologies. Test. Morning. Is it still morning? It is, just about. Dennis, thanks for the like and the subscribe. Much appreciated, my friend. Hope I didn't put you off your breakfast too much. I hear you, Michael. So, as I said, this Neo is off to Reykjavik. Must say, Iceland is another country on the bucket list, although I do believe it's very expensive. Tess, hope you're doing well. Happy soggy Saturday to you. Oh, hang on. Yep. Focus. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to... Autofocus is having a conniption. There's our Emirates that landed half an hour ago or so. Ooh, might have to check that out, Ado. I would imagine it was Paul that gifted you the membership, Ado. Thanks a million. Much appreciated. Again, guys, for those of you on that don't know, or for Peace Aviation will be streaming tomorrow. If one of the mods will be so kind to stick a link to his channel, I shall be watching myself tomorrow. I can see an American Airlines moving. That could be our next departure. It is indeed off to Philadelphia, a 787 Dreamliner. 5 years of age. I must say, I do like the livery of these. Two degrees, yeah. I'm not sure what the temperature is here. It's probably about 6 or 7 maybe, but it definitely does feel a bit Ado, can you imagine how nice that Guinness is though, if they only have a Guinness tap and it's just flowing all the time. Oh. You can't beat a good old pint of Guinness. Yeah, I think it was Paul too, Patricia. Thank you, Sandra. So guys, that's a link to Ado's channel. And again, Brian from KC Rally and Planes shall be taking over here at 1 o'clock to continue the aviation action. Yeah. I hear you, Dennis. I hear you. Obviously don't want to get into a discussion about it, but he is a muppet. Bird on the top of the screen, left pole. I can't see Nout Paul. Oh, I think I see where you're on about now. Hang on. I think you mean there, I can't see. If it is a bird, I would imagine it's a buzzard. Sitting there looking for a little mousey. You see, if I had my 600mm lens now, yeah, I can see it just about me eye. Yeah, I think it is a buzzard. So our beautiful Dreamliner off to Philadelphia statebound as the rain starts to come down again. Wonderful. The only thing about the rain is it makes it extremely difficult to work the camera with all the covers over it. Use my 800mm long thing. I have to get an 800mm long thing. Again, I can hear an ATR way off in the distance. No, I'm a fan. I love the kind of the curvy wing flex on them. Although the weather's not doing it any justice now. Freddie, welcome along. Now we should get some nice spray action here. Sarah Jane, how are you? Just about get the rotation. Oh, next up, an ATR 72-600 of Aer Lingus off to Birmingham. Actually, a huge amount of flights to Birmingham daily. I think it's about 5 or 6, I believe. There is said little oh, I've lost it. There we go. Freddie, hope you're keeping well, my friend. Okay, I might have to start investing in new rain gear. It's actually starting to soak through. The builder jacket is not doing the job. Yep, Freddie. Dennis, take care. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, Dennis. So is our ATR going to take Sierra 5 or... There's our Sun Express. So the Citation is heading to London Stansted. Sun Express heading to Izmir. And as I said, our ATR is heading to Birmingham. Not sure which is going to go first. I would imagine the ATR. Possibly. I'll keep an eye on the posh plane though. Yeah, it's amazing the way different people like different makes of aircraft. I think probably the 777 is one of my favourite, and then probably the Dreamliner that fly into here anyway. No, private jet still sitting there. I would imagine it's probably next after this ATR though, Ryan. So ATR, safe flights, or safe flight even to Birmingham. Oh, looks like our Sun Express is next, and the little posh plane is going to wait. Oh, what have I done? I've hit something shite. So, Sun Express off to Turkey. Yeah, 350s are beautiful. We don't get a whole lot of them into here, into Dublin, I think. Len, how you doing? Good to see you. So, the Cessna Citation still sitting there. And that Cessna is 24 years old. It's registered in Germany. I know what I would give to be sitting in that aircraft now. A 737 MAX. The Tuesday birthday girl arrives. Not sure what you mean there, Dave. Was it Sandra's birthday on Tuesday? No, I thought her birthday was just gone. I don't know, confused.com. You might have to explain that one to me. At least the rain has eased off again for a little bit. But the visibility to the right is rolling back in again. So, as you can see, rain and mist. Anyway, we'll stick with our Sun Express. Gone into the mist. 24-year-old Citation. Ugh. So trying to keep everything covered. It's absolutely mental. Ah, okay. You do know we have an explanation. Happy birthday. But I will sing happy birthday, Patricia. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Patricia. Happy birthday to you. Mwah. Happy birthday, Patricia. Belated birthday, sorry. Yeah, Len, Brian is on at 1 o'clock. I'm surprised that singing hasn't emptied the channel, but hey ho, we do what we can do. Anyway, Patricia, you don't look a day over 52, so happy birthday. Our citation. Do they do karaoke? Oh God, no. Definitely not. I don't do singing even. Thank you, Len. It is definitely a soggy Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Next Tuesday, okay. I think on Tuesday we should have a Telegram party and we can toast you properly. First trip of Strinkle of no singing. Yeah. It is minging out. It's a little bit of column A and column B, Michael. Oh. As you can see, the weather has turned rather shitty. Just gonna check FO24, see if there's anything else coming out to play. I think we have an ATR 72600 EIHDH heading to Edinburgh. That could be, it is, because I can hear it. Ryan says the Air Canada's on taxi 3 hours late. It is a dirty day, as my dad used to say, God rest his soul. It's a day for the high stool. God, it is really coming down now. I can't even make out the aircraft. There she blew. Thanks, Len. ATR off to Edinburgh. So guys, I'm going to finish up at 12:30. So 30 minutes left, because I'm actually soaked through now at this stage. I'm not sure if the camera is actually picking up how heavy the rain is. Oh, I'm going to use that one, Freddie. Definitely going to use that one. Yeah, no, from the sky, Ado, looks like it's down for the day. As I said, I hope Brian has his waterproofs. So ATR off to Edinburgh. Not sure about that, Brian, but where are you going to set up, Brian? Are you going to set up here where I am on Horizon Hill, or are you going over to the pillars? Oh, I do see sun behind me. Yeah, no, I'm going to brave it out, Freddie, till half. So Air Canada, I'm not even going to go with that ATR because we ain't going to see anything. I think there's a song there, Freddie, is there? So Ryanair off to London Gatwick. I can't see Air Canada on the radar yet. Ado, hope you get a better day tomorrow, my friend. What's worse now is when I get back into the car and turn the heating on, your hands and face just start to sting because they're the only bits that are actually exposed to the elements. even trying to use the zoom now with the hands. They've got all numb. So in March, I am hoping to do a European stream. Not too sure yet. It would probably be, I would say, Germany, Portugal, or Amsterdam, one of them locations I'm looking at. I just have to do a bit of research on location of where I can stream from. But that is the plan, or one of the plans. Oh. Oh, daddy and daughter stream, looking forward to that. So Brian's over at the pillars eating a roll. I can just about make you out over there, Brian. Sorry to hear that, Freddie. Cool, Brian. I'll take that advice and have a look. Hopefully in March the weather might be a little bit warmer as well. Is there hotels close to the airport, Brian? Is it in walking distance to get to where you stream from, or do you need to get a bus or a taxi? Be interested? Len says a couple of minutes for the next takeoff. Okie dokie. Yeah, Freddie, I feel your pain. Lost a couple of people late last year. The only advice I would give is spend as much time as possible with said loved ones. And unfortunately, the only thing that makes it better is time, unfortunately. Anything I can do to help, please reach out. Where is Air Canada? There she is. Yeah, Freddie, like, I know most of the regular people here, we would class, I suppose, the channel as more of a community than a channel. I know over the last couple of years a lot of us have got quite close to each other and we've met up in person, and I think that goes across the board between myself, Ado and Paul's channel. Certainly a great bunch of people to be involved with. Yeah, Jan's dad died there just before Christmas. Now, even though he wasn't my dad, I was extremely close to him, more so than my own father. So it did hit us all very, very hard. And me, for one, even though I am quite soft, I wouldn't be a crier. And when he passed, I was there. And it was the weirdest experience because I probably haven't cried for I don't know how many years before that. And there was actually something nice about it. I know it sounds a bit weird, but in the middle of my crying, I kind of had a giggle to myself because it just felt like a nice emotion. I know that sounds extremely weird, but I can't really explain it any other way. And unfortunately, as we all get older, our parents and relatives do too, so it's a part of life we all have to go through. And it is not easy, but I think once you have friends and support around to help you get through it, it definitely makes it easier. Now, beautiful looking Air Canada. Yeah, I do get you, Freddie. So, 787 Dreamliner heading off to Toronto. 7 years old. The rain has finally eased off a little bit. So, looks like the weather is broken, for the time being anyway. Trying to see if I can pick Brian out. I think the pillars are over there somewhere. Now I can lift the rain cover off. A little bit of reprieve. Ado, take care. I'll see you tomorrow, my friend. Tell all your gang I said hello. Looking forward to the stream with yourself and Niamh tomorrow. Daniel says his brother's on that Air Canada flight. Safe flight to him. Again, guys, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Let's check radar and see what's next. A321neo of Flying Pigs, aka Pegasus, heading off to Istanbul. A 3-year-old aircraft that looks like next. And then we have an Aer Lingus XLR, EILRC, and that's going to Boston. And then we have a little Lufty heading off to Frankfurt. So there's our next 3 outbound aircraft. I was nearly going to say aircrafts. I'll just give her a Jacket 80, she'll be fine. Or she can sit in the car. So, Pegasus. Oh, it's actually quite pleasant when the rain stops. Hope that's okay. Sorry, kicking the camera. So coming up in a minute on the right hand side of your screen will be fellow streamers, definitely worth checking out. Vegas baby, hello my friend. Still considerable bit of wet stuff on the ground. Again guys, thanks to everybody who joined me here today. Sorry, Ron, I'm not too sure. It's gone off my screen. Could be Dovejet Aviation, 80 drones. John from Drones and Planes, would you imagine? Flight crew. So this is our XLR off statebound. So the XLR, extra long range, single aisle. A lot of airlines now choosing to choose this type of aircraft for their transatlantic flights. Here we go. So Ryanair, Aer Lingus, and a Lufty next. Oh. Safe travels, Lufty. So, EIXLW off to London Heathrow. Another one of the new aircraft for Aer Lingus. Just under a year old. Not sure if I like them odd socks. So EIDER A320 off to Geneva. God, them odd socks look absolutely horrendous. Freddie, peace out. Yeah, Patricia, I'm not a fan. Gaggle of Ryanair's next. So this Ryanair 737-800 series is off to Faro, or far away as we like to say. And the one behind it is off to Stansted on our A321 XLR EILRG off to Washington. So I'm going to finish on the XLR. That is going to be my last aircraft. And then I'm going to get a well-deserved Burger King and a nice cup of coffee. I'm going to go home, thaw out, and then go grocery shopping. So again guys, Brian is on at 1. He's just across the runway there to the right of me onto pillars. And Adrian is on tomorrow, maybe with his daughter Neve, maybe not, we'll have to wait and see. So again guys, thanks a million for joining me here on a rather soggy Saturday. I do appreciate you all keeping me company. Big thank you to our wonderful mods. Patricia, anytime. Do enjoy the birthday on Tuesday. Socky Speedo Saturday. I tell you, I had the Speedos on today. It'd be like smuggling a raisin. So, last aircraft, ladies and gents. Our XLR heading statebound. Helen, that sounds wonderful. A takeaway. Our Dreamliner of Qatar coming in from Doha. Tess, you're very welcome. Happy to be able to do it. So guys, thanks all a million. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Keep an eye on the schedule. We shall be back next week. Thanks again for everybody who gifted. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday and we'll chat to you all soon. Bye!